Hello, entrepreneurs. This is Joe DeChara coming to you live from downtown Flushing once again with another amazing episode of How to Win at Business. I am your host. If you don't know me, I am a CPA, entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, and business trainer. And what I do, folks, is I try to make business simple, fun, and profitable. Okay, because it's way too complicated and confusing, even for the smartest person. It's almost impossible to run a successful business on your own. And what I do each night is I come to you with one of these presentations on a topic, and I'm going to take you through this in a couple of minutes, and I'm going to show you how, tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about how to find the gold in your business, because if you're in business, there's gold there. And if there isn't, maybe you should be in a different business, or maybe you should have a job. Okay, so let's get on with the presentation tonight. I've been excited about this all day. And so let's talk about 5 steps to finding the gold in your business. And like I said, what I do here is I provide strategies that'll help you win at your business. Now, I don't want to be the, what do you call it, Mr. Negative, but each night I have to remind you that life is tough, and going into business makes it even tougher. And it's really easy to get sidetracked. It's easy to let stuff get in the way of your business. And we lose focus. And that's why, places like Forbes say that 8 out of 10 businesses fail within the first 5 years. Now, there are all kinds of statistics out there. None of them match, except for the fact that they're all bad. Why would anybody go into business knowing that the chances are better than even according to the SBA, who has the most rosy outlook? They say only 5 out of 10 businesses are going to fail in the first 5 years. Well, if that was the case, we'd have like 100 million businesses right now, and we just don't have that. So the numbers don't add up. But even the most optimistic figures say that you got a 50-50 chance of surviving. That's just surviving. That's not making millions of dollars. Okay, so let's just face the fact that, life is tough. Business is going to make it even tougher. As soon as you can accept that fact, then maybe you can start having fun and making profits. Okay? Like I said, it is way too confusing and complicated. And what that does is it makes it really hard to stay on track. And that's why I decided to take this approach that I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible, make it fun, and hopefully make it profitable. And if you follow my system, you're going to know why it's not being profitable. Okay, because the profits, believe it or not, the numbers that people like me crunch to hopefully eventually get it onto a tax return, those numbers are a result. Those are history. Those numbers are not now, and they're not the future, and they don't have to represent what's going to happen in the future. So I'm assuming that, if you're watching this, that you want to learn a little bit about how to get different results, because if you're getting unbelievable results, you're probably not watching something like this, to be honest with you. Unless you're just doing some market research, or you're like me and you just like to improve and stay on your A game, which is not easy. I don't know how many times I'll repeat that, and I'll keep repeating it until it's all over for me, until I can't repeat anything anymore. So let's talk about how I'm going to show you how to find some of that gold in your business. And it's really not complicated. Like I said, I make everything simple. And just to be clear on that, simple does not mean easy. There is no easy in business. There is no easy. So unless you're willing to put in the work, the time and the effort, you're not going to do as well as you could. Let's just put it that way. So the first step, I was interviewed today on a gentleman's podcast, and I enjoyed it very much. And this same subject came up, but only in the course of a conversation. Because what he wanted to know is, how do people reboot in the current circumstances and going forward in the post COVID-19 business world? And the truth is, the same way that they should have been rebooting before COVID-19. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed about the fundamentals of business. They've been the fundamentals from the beginning. That's why they're called fundamentals. They don't change. Now, what happens is people change, times change, technology changes. So you have to constantly take a look at what your intentions are. So let's get into this. I don't want to belabor the point anymore. Let's go to step one, which is determine your why. If you know why you are in business, and it's not about because you want to make money, that's obvious. When you go into business, the purpose is to make money. Why state the obvious? Why this business? There has to be a reason. Now, you could say, hey, I got offered this business and it was a no-brainer. But if you're starting a business and knowing that you could go into anything, why this business? Now, I know why I got into accounting. Okay? And it didn't work for me for a long time. The why was because I wanted to be in business and I wanted to learn about business. And that meant becoming an accountant. I didn't become an accountant because I loved being an accountant. I became an accountant because my why was to learn about business. And for a very long time, I was a miserable, successful accountant. I was good at it, but it didn't fit with what I thought my why was. Until about 10 years ago, I realized that my why was really all about helping people. And it turned out helping entrepreneurs. Because like I said, I love business from the time I was 10 years old. And I started a casino in my driveway. I'll never forget it. This is my story. We just got done with a big carnival, a successful carnival in my neighborhood that me and my friends put on. We raised money for charity. And the next week I was so, I guess, high. I mean, I was just so amazed that we put this event on. I wanted to do it again. And instead of a big event, I had a little one in my driveway. I did a casino night. And I made money, and it was fun, and it was easy. And I didn't understand why people got jobs. Because if you could just make money doing something like that, it didn't make sense to me. So from when I was 10, I wanted to be in business. Okay. I had my why backwards. So the first step, and if you're in one of those rebooting phases because you're in one of those businesses that is out of your control as far as, you're not able to do things virtually. Like my friend Larry Bratton owns hotels. You can't do the hotel business virtual. It's really hard to pivot or reboot. But Larry, being the entrepreneur that he is rebooting. He's looking at his business differently. He's looking at when the dust settles, how are they going to reboot? His why might be changing. Okay, so determine your why. Once you have your why, once you know why you're doing this business, a lot of other things start falling into place. So step 2 is define your who. Who are you doing this for? So my why is to help entrepreneurs understand the complexity of business so that they can make money. That's my why. I get joy out of helping people get their business on track. Now, who I do that for is a select group of individuals, 25 million sole proprietors that should not be sole proprietors. So that was my mission. I said, these people are the most likely to fail. And one of the reasons why they're most likely to fail is because they're sole proprietors. So that is my why and my who. Step 3, we're going right through this tonight. Discover your why. What is it that you're doing for them? So it's not only that I know I want to help entrepreneurs and which entrepreneurs I want to help. I want to help the new small business owner. What am I doing for them? What exactly am I doing? Besides incorporating them, what am I doing? What am I doing to get them on track? Okay, and step number 4 is how am I doing it? Okay, so I might help somebody get incorporated and help them with their books and records, but how am I doing that? What tools am I using? What platforms? Am I teaching them how to do it? Am I doing it for them? So that's the first 4 steps. Your why, your who, your what, and your how. And now for step number 5, which is one of my favorites. And this, my friends, is the crux. This is where I believe the really successful entrepreneurs get it, and the people that just make it don't get it. And it's learn how to know your numbers. Okay, the people that are very successful know their numbers. And I'm not just talking about your balance sheet and profit and loss statement. Yes, you have to know those. You have to know where you stand. You have to know how much money you have in the bank. You have to know how much money is coming in the next month or 2. You have to know how much money is going out in the next month or 2. That determines your cash flow. You got to know the numbers behind the numbers. For instance, revenue. If your revenue is not what you want it to be, it's there for a reason, because there were activities that happened or didn't happen to get the revenue to where it is. It's simple, folks. It's cause and effect. So if you don't know your who, if you don't know who you're targeting or why, it's going to be harder to get those revenue numbers up there. So today, one of the questions was about this marketing term called return on investment. What does it cost you to acquire a customer? And David is a high-end marketing influencer. He crunches the numbers on a high level. Companies, we talked about companies like McDonald's, they know how much revenue is going to be produced by a simple thing like, can I supersize that for you? They have everything down to a science. Okay. Small businesses like our businesses, solopreneurs, brand new businesses, we don't have the resources to do market research and big, deep dive number crunching. But you can look at how long did it take me to land this client? How much time and effort did I have to put? How much back and forth did we go through? Is it taking me 8 conversations to close them, or is it taking me 2? You got to look at this stuff. The time and effort that you're putting into your business do not always equate to what your net profit should be. In other words, let me put it to you another way. The results of your operations most times do not equal the business owner's talent, effort, and experience. In other words, when I look at a client and I look at their talent, what they're able to do, and I look at their business, and there's a big gap in between, because based on what they're able to do, they should be making a lot more money. So there's something wrong in between the starting point and the ending point. And that's what I want to leave you with tonight, because those are the 5 steps that will help you identify the gold in your business. So now, if I can for a second, I just want to go through one last thing with you, which is doing your business with intention, because that's really the crux of everything I'm talking about, folks. We get the main cause of business failure is a lack of focus. And the lack of focus happens along the way. We get sidetracked. Stuff happens. Customers don't pay. You get an extra bill. Life happens. You get out of focus. You got to get back in focus, and you got to figure out, why did you get into this business? What problem you're solving? How are you solving it? And who are you solving it for? And like I say every night, if you watch this and you do nothing with it, it's useless. So take action, make a plan. I have a bunch of tools. I have my business viability test that you could sign up for. Better yet, if you want to connect with me and learn how you could get your business on track, just go to timewithjoe.com, and I will be glad to chat with you. And also, before I forget, tomorrow at 2 p.m., I have a mastermind group, free mastermind group. You can sign up for it by going to mastermindwithjoe.com, and it's free. And at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be spending 90 minutes on hot seats, helping people get some amazing results for their business, action plans, anything from figuring out what what name you should be calling your business to your next step on Monday to your next $1 million contract. All right, Joe DiChiara, that's my story. I'm sticking with it. Go to timewithjoe.com, book a free chat with me. Thank you. Over and out.